I need it. She my babe, she my baby. She my babe.
Alright, I came to McDonald's because they have a Sonic the Hedgehog Happy Meal, so I'm getting my son Sonic the Hedgehog Happy Meal. He never eats these Happy Meals, he just wants the toy, so I'm gonna eat this Happy Meal. I always get my fries with no salt, so they make me wait a little bit longer, but hey. But I swear they be putting too much salt on these damn things. I'm gonna put the wide lens on, see how it looks. Can you see a difference? Alright, we got it. We got the Sonic Happy Meal, bruh. I like to let him like be surprised and open it and all that, but I'm gonna check it out first and see what we got. Unboxing. I think I got Shadow again. I got him this yesterday and he got Shadow. Damn, I hate when McDonald's does that. They give you like the same thing over and over again. We got Super Shadow, they got Super Sonic. Why doesn't it show regular Sonic? Alright. Let's go home. Put them on top. It is Mickey Mouse ears.
Hey, buddy. Oh my god, it tastes hot.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
So the topic for this week's video is I haven't been taking my art seriously. I kind of just been doing it for fun, hoping something sticks, kind of just making what I wanted. I talk about this all the time. I make what I want. I didn't really care about the views and clicks and making money and all that. But after doing Artist Alley for a few months, I kind of feel like I need to change my mindset and start thinking of how I want to make art that sells. But it's not really about making the sales, it's about in terms of it being good enough that somebody will buy it, and then hopefully a company or something will see it and I can get commission and then eventually maybe get hired onto a project. I don't know, it's just like a snowball. It's like, that's how I imagine it. Just one thing leading to another, but it all comes back to money. So if it's like good enough to make money, I think it'll be good enough to be on like a team or project or an animation studio or something. That's my mindset. I also wanted to talk about why I like continue to draw and why I started drawing and how long I've been drawing. I know I say it in the videos, like I sprinkle it in and out, why I started, how long I've been doing it. I thought about this again this week because I don't know if you guys know Kienan Lafferty. He's like an OG art YouTuber. I would say he's like the first art YouTuber I ever subscribed to. Anyways, before I started drawing, I was like super into League of Legends. This is like 2012, 2013. And I would watch League of Legends gameplay and I would watch League of Legends artists, and I found Kienan Lafferty. He was a splash artist for League of Legends and he would always show his painting techniques and all. And I wasn't even like into drawing yet. Like 2012 was when I went to my first convention and I saw people selling art in Artist Alley and I was like, damn, this is sick, I want to do it. But I never like did it. I never took the steps to do it. I just said I wanted to do it, never did it. But I'd watch his videos. I'd always be like, damn, he makes it look hella sick. And I remember downloading his brushes and I didn't even have like a tablet or anything to draw digitally. I didn't do any of that. I was doing graphic design at the time, so I was doing like mouse clicking and using Adobe Illustrator and stuff like that. So I mean, that's like the most drawing I did, but it was literally just like logos and stuff, so I never really count that. But anyways, I noticed Kienan Lafferty has been posting on YouTube again after like years. I used to watch him all the time. Every upload I would watch, and it reminded me of a video he did. He used to do this thing called Lovely Lane. If you guys are OG Kienan Lafferty followers, he'll show other people's art and he would like answer Q&As and stuff like that. Probably doesn't even know or remember because he's made so many videos, but he did a video and he's probably like top like 3 main reasons why I kept drawing, why I really started like to get into drawing digitally, and why I started taking art more serious after the video he made for me, basically. Not for me, but you know, he answered the question. So when I would watch his videos, I wasn't really drawing, I was working at the time. I remember I would just, on my lunch break, I would doodle. I worked at Amazon. If you work at Amazon, you know how that is. So in between the little track when you would have to pack stuff, like there'd be like a minute gap. There would be like cardboard and they would supply you with like Sharpies every day. I would doodle on the little cardboard in like 30 seconds and I would put it on the little basket that goes down the conveyor belt, and it would go down there, and then that's like the most drawing I ever did. Like besides drawing as a little kid, the most drawing I did as an adult was doodling on cardboard, putting it on a conveyor belt, and then I would go downstairs to where the conveyor belt ended, and people would like find my art and they would hang it up all over the area. But my art sucked. But during that time, I found out about Inktober. This was like 2015, 2016 maybe. I wanted to do Inktober, so I bought a sketchbook, I bought an inking pen, and when I would come home from work like late at night, I would doodle the first like 2 prompts. I would grab a comic book and I would find like my favorite pose from a comic book, and I would try to draw a character that fit the prompt for Inktober. And I did it for like 2-3 days, and I just like quit. I never drew again after that. So at this time I was like 25, and I've been to a couple artist alleys as like an attendee, and I always like thought like, man, I really want to do this. I really want to do artist alley, but like I could draw, but I mean, you know, I was like the art kid in school and all that, but like once I got to like junior high and high school, I was gone. I didn't do it anymore. I went to this convention. It was called Grape City Con at the time. It's Lodi Con now. And this was like 2015, 2016. And there was people there selling, it was literally clip art printed on like printer paper. It was like the quality was so bad. The pictures were pixelated, but people were buying it. They were making sales. And I felt like, you ever hear that story about Robert Downey Jr. where he was like a drug addict, and he said he had a Burger King burger and it was like the worst burger he ever ate, and then he decided to sober up and change his life? That's how I felt. I went there and I seen that, and I was thinking like, bro, I can do this. Like I draw way better than that. And this was like, they're making money off clip art, bro. I felt like they were like disrespecting the craft, kind of, even though they probably weren't. That's probably in my head, but I'm just like, bro, that's like, to like other artists, they're just like printing stuff off Google, it looked like, and they don't even care about the quality and stuff like that. It kind of like hurt my feelings, but I was kind of sad about it. So I went home, looked up like Artist Alley, how to sign up, and I told myself, I was like, oh, in a year from now I'm gonna sign up, I'm doing my first Artist Alley. I didn't do that though. I got a Wacom Intuos, the little baby Wacom Intuos. I still have it actually. I got that, and I would watch Kienan Lafferty videos, and he would teach you how to paint. I had his brush. I had a little junky laptop that could barely run Manga Studio. That's what I was using at the time, Manga Studio. It's Clip Studio now, but it used to be Manga Studio. I would use that, and I had like a cracked version of Photoshop I would use, and I would just practice, and I would try to imitate his like painting style. And I wasn't good, but I drew like, I tried to get in like an hour a day, but with working, I was only able to get like maybe like an hour a week. So I was kind of like getting unmotivated, and then I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I'm like 25, bro. I'm like, am I wasting my time? Should I even be an artist? Like, am I too old? I feel like I'm too old, and I haven't really drawn seriously since I was like a kid. And then on my Instagram, I would see all these artists I follow who are like in art school, or they were in the art industry, and they were just like super dope. Like they just drew so good, and I just felt so unmotivated. I feel like everybody's been there, right? You see people on social media, like you love their art, but it's kind of like unmotivating. And then you go to like Lightbox and you see like people's art there, and they're like hella good, and it's like, damn, I gotta get better, and you feel like you can't get better, and it takes too long. I don't know, it's like a whole thing. It's kind of like an imposter syndrome, I think, because I feel like we all have different styles, so we're all good in our own way, but we just don't. I don't know, it's an artist thing, I think. Like people tell me all the time I'm good, my art's good, but I look at it, I'm like, someday. But anyways, I never went to art school. I never took any art classes. I had an art class in 7th grade, but it was just like sculpting and stamp making and stuff like that. So I didn't really learn anything from that. So I would just strictly watch YouTube, probably like a lot of you guys. And I found Kienan Lafferty, and he had this segment called Lively Lane where he showed fan art, he shouted people out, he read comments and answered questions and stuff like that. And the question I asked him, like I was just literally watching, and this was like, I want to say this was 2017. I wasn't drawing every day. I was drawing like once a week, but I wanted to like pursue art. I loved making. I made like my own characters in like 2012, 2013, but I never did nothing with them. Let me ask a pro, what are his thoughts on this? So I asked him a question. I was like, I'm 25 or I'm 26. I don't remember what I was. Am I too old to join the animation industry? I'm like too behind. And he basically said like everybody says the same thing. Everybody asks him this question. He gets a lot. He basically just gave me like tips and motivated me to keep drawing. I'll probably put the link so you can just watch the segment where he told me. But the art that I submitted for him to review or look at, oh my god, it's so bad. Like I was watching this the other day and I was like, cause he's been popping up on my recommended. I was like, oh yeah, he did a video where he like motivated me. He don't even know he motivated me to keep drawing to this day. Anyways, the art was bad. You could tell it was like paint over. Like I got a picture of Gambino and I just like painted over it to try. Well, it's kind of like a study on how to paint and blend and use colors, but I would post my studies as like finished art pieces, even though it's like not my art technically, because it was like a photo. Anyways, let's just be the judge of that. Mind you, it was 2017-ish. I wasn't even drawing yet. I was a straight graphic designer. That's all I really did was graphic design. After he told me what I should fix and all that stuff, I would practice still once a week. I didn't really have time to practice. And then towards the end of 2017, I quit my job and I tried to focus on getting better at drawing, and it was like my 2018 goal: do conventions, become a better artist, and try to make it like full-time, you know. So what I did was I got an iPad, and once I got the iPad, that's when everything changed, bro. I got my iPad in like February 2018, and once I got the iPad, I literally drew all day every day, and I signed up for some conventions. March was my first convention, so I made hella prints. I did my first convention. It was like, I made like $85. I thought that was the craziest thing because I didn't know people were making a lot of money at the time at conventions. So I made like 85 bucks. My table was like 50, maybe more. Gas was like maybe 50 bucks. And I slept in my car for 3 days because I didn't have money for a hotel. So I made like $85 to $100, and I was like, damn, that's hella sick. People were buying my art. That's so dope. So I heard about Anime Expo and I applied for Anime Expo, and I got in to Anime Expo. My first year of drawing, my first year of conventions, my first year of being motivated to take art seriously. And I think it was cool because Anime Expo did a lottery, and I got in lottery, which was crazy. And I think they're doing that now, and people are like mad that they're doing lottery. I'll talk about that at the end. I want to let you guys know my thought process on that, but I want to give you guys just the rest of the story. Anyways, my first year of drawing, my first year of tabling at conventions, and I did Anime Expo, and all of that was because Kienan Lafferty told me the year before, or not even the year before, it was like a few months before, he told me just to keep drawing if I want to pursue it, just to make it like a priority, you know, like trying to get better. Everything, he basically just said if you just practice, you'll get better, like everybody says. But it was just cool coming from Kienan Lafferty. Anyways, I did Anime Expo. I want to say I made like $2,000 at Anime Expo, and it was just so crazy to me that I made that much money. I was like, bro, this is unreal to me. Because I was paying at the time for prints, I was paying like $5 a print, and I had like hella prints. I was selling them for like 10 or 15 bucks, and I met like King Vader. I met like a bunch of people through Anime Expo. I was like, bro, people like my art, and I look at my art now, I'm like, man, what were people thinking? Why would they buy this from me? But I think people just genuinely love the art. So I couldn't believe it, and I was tripping, man. I was tripping out. And then, so after the convention, I met some other artists, and they were telling me they made like 10K, 20K Anime Expo. So I was like, what the hell am I doing wrong? I only made 2,000. Like, to me, these numbers weren't even in my head, because I was doing Artist Alley purely for the fun of it. Like, it was fun to me to go to new cities, go to new states, because I did go to Texas my very first year of conventioning in May. Before Anime Expo, I went to a convention in Texas, which is crazy for my first year. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. I didn't even have that much art. But yeah, I found out people were making like crazy numbers, and I was like tripping. I was like, this was like hurting my brain. I was like, bro, this can be like a real job. I was just doing it to try to get my foot in the door. I had no idea people were making these kind of numbers, and it kind of crushed my soul a little bit, because I was just thinking like, damn, I thought I was selling hella art, making hella money. I was like, should I keep this to myself that I only made $2,000? It's a hella money. What if somebody tries to rob me? But then everybody else next to me is making like 10, 20K. I heard somebody made 40K at Anime Expo. That's crazy to me. How do you make that much money? How do you bring that much inventory? But I was like tripping. So after Anime Expo, I went back to the drawing board. I was like, I think I only had like 2 more cons planned for the rest of the year. So like, I'm gonna do these cons. I'm gonna get better at art. By the next Anime Expo, I'll have like some dope art. And I practiced, watched more YouTube videos. I think Kienan Lafferty stopped posting at the time. He disappeared for a minute, and he came back for a second after that. I just kept practicing and practicing. I was like, bro, I want to have like the dopest art. I had like ideas, and I was just like, I heard this term where like your brain or your mindset progresses faster than like your hands. So I was like, bro, I could see my art, I could see what I need to fix, but my hands, like I cannot fix it. Like I can't draw a hand, but I know when I draw hands they look wrong. Or I know when I draw something in perspective it's wrong, but I can't fix it yet. So that's how all my art was, and I was just trying to fix it, everything, and I would just draw everything over and over and over again. Until finally I was like, okay, I need to do like research. So I would go to like other conventions, go to artist alleys and see what people were selling, and I found out what was super popular was like half body characters, like a bust. So I was like, oh, this is easy then. I could just do half body characters, make everybody's favorite character, and I can make money like everybody else. So I basically saw what other people were doing and I would copy them. I wouldn't copy their art, I would just copy what they're doing, like their prints, like half body characters. And I'll be like, okay, Anime Expo, I'm gonna have hella prints. It's gonna be way easier. I'm gonna make hella more money. So by the time Anime Expo 2019 comes, my last convention of the year, I didn't do that many in 2019 because I went to Texas again and I took a fat L. I went to the Anime Expo with with at least 20 or 25 new prints, and they're just straight like half body, like a half body Kakashi, a half body Aizawa from My Hero Academia, half body Dabi, half body Goku, half body Jiren. And I did like a couple full body ones, but I was just like, bruh, like I'm about to make so much money. I was like so happy. I was like, babe, people don't even know. So I made all these half body characters and I was like, bruh, I'm about to just make so much dough, man. This is gonna be so crazy. And I was just like talking to other artists. I was like, I made like a couple hundred the first day. For Anime Expo, that's bad. Because I was, from numbers that people make now, or all these artists alley vlogs I see, people be making crazy numbers. So I was like, okay, if this doesn't work out, I'm gonna just back to the drawing board. All right. So at the end of the convention, I made $3,000. My second year of conventioning, my second Anime Expo. And I was like, damn, I think it's my art, man. I think I'm just not good. But mind you, I only started doodling in 2017 and then drawing and actively drawing in 2018. But in my head, I was just thinking like, damn, I've been drawing since I was a little kid. I should be hella better now. But I really wasn't. I was like everybody else, you know, everybody draws as a kid. I was drawing as a kid. I was just better than most kids my age. But I gave up on my dream. Because since I was a little kid, I wanted to be an animator. I wanted to work in the animation industry. I wanted to make cartoons. I wanted to make comics. My grandpa would buy me sketchbooks all the time, markers, color crayons. My cousins would always bring home drawings and be like, hey, this kid thinks he could draw better than you. Show him out. Show what you could do. And then we'd like do drawing battles. And then I would draw in class. People would buy my drawings. And then in 7th grade, I would draw on people's yearbooks for money. I would charge them $5 and I would draw on a yearbook. And then in 8th grade is when I just stopped drawing. I started gaming. I think Gears of War came out at that time. Halo. I was just all on that. All my high school, college. And then as I got older, like in my 20s, I would never really draw because I would doodle for like logos and stuff like that for graphic design. And then when I was like 25, 26, that's when I started going crazy, taking it seriously. And that's all because Kienan Lafferty told me, hey, suck it up and just draw, brother. There was people like Humberto Ramos who I was super inspired by, and I was just like, damn, I want to make comics. So that's always been the dream, the end goal, comics. I've always wanted to draw. I just never took it seriously, but now I'm taking it seriously. We're in the winter arc. I have a class I'm going to sign up for, hopefully within the I want to be in it before January 1st because I want it to be like a goal. My next week's video is going to be about goals. I'm going to join that class. I'm going to get better because I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con, which is crazy because it's my first year of conventioning again since 2019. It was like 5 years. And I got into San Diego Comic-Con, which is like my dream convention. I have like 5 dream conventions. That's number 1. Anyways, I want to have amazing art by that time. Like I want to be just like levels ahead of what I am now. And I haven't really been focused on drawing. I've been like, because you guys know I'm a dad, so I have to take care of my kids, and there's like school, and then there's like hobbies, and then holidays, and then family, and then brothers and sisters, and then you got to make money, so you need to do like commissions, and that takes up time. So I have a bunch of goals planned for next year. I'm gonna make a video about it next week. But yeah, thank you, Kienan Lafferty. You probably don't even know. You're like a big reason why I still draw to this day and why I kept going. And I still watch Kienan Lafferty's videos. I go back all the time. There's this one he did where he showed how to paint clouds. I go back to that one all the time and just look at how he did it. And it's like, he's so sick, bro. And then watching Arcane again motivated me to draw again because he was like a splash artist for League of Legends, and I love League of Legends. But yeah, I don't talk about it enough, but League of Legends is like the first PC game I ever played. Because all the years growing up, my PC could never play games, any of my computers. And then I got a computer like when I just got out of college, and it ran that game, and I played it all the time. I still play it to this day, actually. Jinx bottom, Diana middle, Vi jungle. Those are my mains. But anyways, thank you, Kienan Lafferty, for motivating me to keep drawing. And I'm so glad that you're back on YouTube, man. I can't wait to see the video you post when you get to Z. If you guys are watching this channel, you guys will know what I'm talking about. But let me give you one more yap before I get out of here. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about Anime Expo and the lottery thing. I feel like the lottery thing, I'm like half and half on it. I feel like the lottery thing is cool because it like helped me get into Artist Alley, and I didn't have to be like senior citizened in, grandfathered in, nepo babied in, I guess. I didn't have friends in the Artist Alley community. I didn't have friends who ran Artist Alleys. So the lottery thing, I don't know if the lottery thing is even legit. I don't know how they did it or how they do it to this day, but it helped me get in. So I feel like it's good to get new artists into Artist Alley. Actual artists, people who actually want to do Artist Alley. It's a good way to get them into it. Even though Anime Expo is like, give anybody a tip, I want to do Anime Expo your first year because, man, that thing drained me, unmotivated me, and motivated me at the same time because I was like thinking about all the money that could be made, but then I was looking at everybody's art who was all amazing. But yeah, the lottery thing is cool, but there's going to be, I feel like there's going to be tons of proxies, probably AI artists, or probably people who just like trace art. And that's what sucks. And I feel like Anime Expo, if they do a lottery, they need to like look at everybody's account like in depth. And there's gonna be like thousands and thousands of accounts, so I don't know if they're gonna be able to do that. So I think what they should do, my word doesn't even matter, they probably don't care, but I'm gonna tell you guys what I think. There's another convention I signed up for where they say it's I can't remember, you guys probably know, it's 50% returning artists, and then the other 50% is like lottery and juried or something like that. That to me seems like a good way to do it. The Anime Expo should do that. They should do like, they could bring back artists from the previous years, or even they could have a lottery between previous artists. That way you have a chance of coming back every year, but it's like still everybody else gets like a fair chance. But I think the lottery system is sketchy because of all the art thieves out there right now. Like I said in the beginning, the clip art dude from this one convention I did, like those kind of people are they're gonna see all these Artist Alley vlogs and they're like, oh, this person made like 20k, this person makes like 100k a year, I want to do this too. And they don't even know how to draw, they can just trace, and they're gonna come in and take some artists who really wanted to be in there, they're gonna take their spot, and that's what sucks. All I can say is keep drawing. If you're trying to get into Artist Alley, keep applying. Hopefully they do away with like proxies at shows. And I saw Inkwell's new video also where he does all the statistics on everything, which is cool. And I like the part where they talked about proxies, because I feel like proxies are fine if you're like, say you sign up for a convention and you get sick and you need like a proxy or somebody to run your table. But when you're like over applying to all these conventions just because you're gonna have proxies run them for you, and to me I feel like that's like kind of scummy because it's like taking away from people who want to do Artist Alley and who need to do Artist Alley. And then there's the people who I feel like they're just being greedy and they're just like, oh, I'm gonna be here on the East Coast, I'm gonna have 4 people in California and then like 4 people in Atlanta, and it's like, come on guys. I mean, I guess it's a business, and I guess if I think about it with a business mindset, then I'm like, yeah, you should do that. Because I thought about doing a proxy too. So I was thinking like, oh, let me overbook a bunch of conventions and I'll have like my little brother go to like a convention for me across the states or something like that. But then I was like, but then what if people go to the convention looking for you and you're not there? And then it's like I mainly go to conventions for the Artist Alley, and then a lot of the times I'll look at the artists, or some of my favorite artists are there, and I'll go just to see them really, or get art from them in person instead of buying it online. And it happened to me one time. I went to before I started doing Artist Alley, there was like an artist I liked, and I went to his table, and it was like some dude, he was like he said he was his cousin, and he explained to me like what a proxy was. He's just basically like, oh, he's over here in this other state and I'm here for him. And he explained to me what it meant, what it was, and I was like, damn, okay, all right, let me just enjoy the rest of the show then. All right, man, I'll get art next time. It's just, I don't know, I prefer to buy art from the actual artist. That's probably just me. I don't know if you guys are like that, go ahead and let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm yapping. This was a long one. Moral of the story is don't stop drawing. Keep drawing. I stopped for a long time, and I talk about this all the time. I tell everybody, don't stop, bruh. Keep drawing, bruh, because you look back at it and I'm like, damn, I could have, all those months of gaming, I could have been drawing, I could have been leveled up to the maximum right now. Or do it in moderation, because me, when I was younger, I played games from when I woke up to when I went to sleep, and my dad wasn't there, and my mom was like struggling with me and all my brothers, so she kind of just like gave up, because we were just like, nah, I'm gonna stay up and play the game, and she was just like, whatever, just didn't care anymore. So I had nobody really motivating me to keep drawing. So keep drawing.